So, way back over here at Ronnie's Rise, there's a dragon outside who just kind of hangs out. And I said, don't kill them because about halfway through the fight they just leave. And you don't get any reward for killing them. Well, there they are. You can actually kill that one. They actually drop a reward. But you can just go around, you can pick up a ton of these starlight shards. Which is nice. I counted them before. Like on a previous run. You get, I think, like 11 or 12. Which is really nice. And there's a little hole in the ground. And you can go through the little hole in the ground. And the hole in the ground just keeps getting deeper. And you just keep going deeper into the hole in the ground. Until eventually you come across this. Doo-doo-doo-doo. So, a while back we gave Ronnie the Finger Slayer blade. And there are these weird things called the Two Fingers, and they're two giant fingers. And here is a giant two fingers. And it looks like they've been slain by some kind of blade. Like some kind of Finger Slayer blade. And here's Ronnie. She doesn't have her cape on, though. It's sad.
So it was thee who would become my lord. Perhaps I needn't have warned thee. I am pleased, however. Thou art a fitting choice. I go now to the night sky. It is there I shall find mine order. I bid thee travel the path of the Lord, and once all is done, we shall see each other once more.
Wanted to just mute myself for that. Because while I've been skipping pretty much all the cutscenes and skipping pretty much all the dialogue, unless there's a specific line I want to react to, Ronnie is great. Ronnie is wonderful. And it's weird because, like, on the map, it shows a path, but up until here, you don't really see a path. Which is strange. Yeah, you can see it off in the distance. The, like, little tower poking up into the sky. Just waiting for someone to barge in and say, "Where is Ronnie's Dark Moon? Hello, Wolfies, hello, Wolfies, hello, Wolfies." But we can ignore everything, because this is a beautiful sanctuary of deadly creatures. And I do not want to bring any violence upon this beautiful land. But here it is. At like the bottom left of the map for this little area. And just nice little oasis. Now, to get in, you have to seek 3 wise beasts. Just like before. Or just like with all the other ones. Now, turtles? Turtles? Turtle! Yeah, there's one here. There's one right over here. And then there's one up here. The one over here is like floating in the sky. Which is fun. And also really hard to get. Or at least, it's a lot harder than all the others. Because it's like, sometimes you can just hit it, but your arrow, because I shoot it with a bow, will just, like, go right through it.
No. I'm part of her very being. I could never betray her. No matter what might happen. Ronnie. She needs me.
Yeah, bud. Oh boy. Oh. Yes, he is a fearsome warrior. And it's going to require 2 battle mages to bring him down. Because just one is not worthy of his strength. For his strength, it befits a crown. I feel really bad for this. This is just kind of bullying. But, yeah, on the other hand, if you don't do it, he's Blythe. Blythe gonna do what Blythe gonna do. And that is whoop some ass. Because that's what he does. And he does it very, very well. It's kind of scary. Oh, we killed him midair. Nice. But Royal Greatsword, which is a colossal sword, and then Blythe's armor besides the headpiece, which the headpiece always confuses me, because the headpiece is up near the top, but the rest of the armor is near the bottom. But yeah, you can summon, like, the game thinks you're summoning the ashes for the boss, but you're really summoning them for Blythe. Also, 1 Black Knight, 2 Black Knight, 3 Black Knight. I think there's a 4th one somewhere. Might be mistaken. But yeah, there's like 3 or 4, and he just straight up killed them. Like, they came for him, he killed them. And then E.G.
Have you heard? Along it would not as lady you.
For a second, I thought that it just wasn't playing voice audio.
And think, how did he know? Lies I've made. I'll catch when I do. Some
6. Alright, so I need 12-6. Okay. Good to know. But then... Now he's dead. And you can see 1 black knife, 2 black knife, 3 black knife. So... And he's got the, like, black and white smoky stuff on him from what their blades do. But yes. He was able to take him out, but died in the process. Whereas Blythe killed him and he had full health to boot. Beautiful. Now, I guess I'll do Volcano Manor. I'm not going to do the invasions because no. Actually, where do I have to go? This we can take care of that. This we can take care of that. Alright, so all that's left is Foot of the Forge. All that's left is Foot of the Forge. You know what? Change of plan for, like, the 5th time. Hello.
Well,
Blah, blah,
so
blah, blah,
you've
blah.
been way well, you see, after much revenge, according to I've got the and champions, it hit me that my form, of course, bat and fought, but succumbing, and you know that such is.
You have too much dialogue.
I pale, but that won't be. They'll be dark. The tale of.
He doesn't have too much dialogue, but
What in heaven, the volcano? I hope you. Well, I thought perhaps play, but no. Before you.
when you're trying to skip the dialogue, man, it's a lot. Also, let me just do that. So the first one, you go back to War Master Shack where you first met Bernal. And that's just the closest side of Grace to it. And then from there you can just go straight north. And if you see the dirt path, then you can follow the dirt path. That'll lead you there. Oh, yes, I know, I know. You're very angry that I'm in your territory. Now, Old Knight Eastvaughan. Now, something I find really enjoyable about this is both Old Knight Eastvaughan and the second person, they have you invade. Ow. So yeah, the first two people that they have you invade are both people that can help you in bosses. Nope. Oh. Good dodge! Also, we'll see that again later. Or a better version of it. Sorry, Eastvaughan. But way back when when we were hanging out with Bach early on, and we went to the coastal cave, Old Knight Eastbond helped us with that. He helped us with that boss. And I think that's really cool.
That is that you will become.
Yep.
If you are lowered, you must leave. This
Yep.
is a. We have no.
Yeah, I know.
I am. This is
Thank you.
the way. It is the truth. I am pleased.
I am pleased to have you on our side. Yep. Oh, whatever you say.
I pale, but that won't be the. There'll be dark. The tale of.
Whatever you say, man.
Then I shall banal. Recusant. Why not add? You've to take the recuse to raise. We recuse. Or you can.
Yep.
Well.
Well, until we meet again. I wonder if you can get it with just one. Oh, wait, no, you have to finish... You have to get everyone to abandon Volcano Manor, don't you?
You still. Well.
Damn it. Okay, but the second one... Never mind, I'm an idiot. So, the second one is this guy. He drops Crepus's Vial, which is nice. I was thinking about the one with Patches, because Patches had you go and kill Tragoth, which is here, and Tragoth helps you with Magma Worm Makar. I feel like they could have... I feel like they could have done more with that. Where it's like, they have you go out and kill people that have helped you. Because if they had you go out and kill people that helped you, then it would have stung more. When they said, okay, go out and kill these people. Because, like, if you're just having me go kill some random person, okay, whatever. Easy peasy, no problemo. If you're having me kill someone that helped me, it's like, oh, wait, hold on a second. This is an ally. You're not only having me go against the Erdtree, you're having me go against an ally. Someone who extended their hand to aid me in this test. And suddenly things become a whole lot dicier. And that's why I like the Old Knight Eastbond question mark. The game just automatically locked off. The game automatically locked off. And it's like, the turning around, that was me. I was trying to... Like, I wanted to back up as soon as I got the spell off. But it automatically locked off. Why? Alright, and we're going back to an area, so we're gonna go back to that. How many of these do we have? We have 3, okay. So we need 2 more golden seeds in order to get the final one. And then we can have 7 and 7. Which... Bonk. Bonk. Hello. Bonk. Yeah, so I'm just gonna run through this area. But you can kill that guy to get one of the Omen Killer Cleavers. To get another part of the Omen Killer set. Yeah. Don't want anyone following me while I go out and do this. Can't have any tag-alongs, can we? No, we cannot. And then there's a ladder. You can go out the left side and like jump over it. But I prefer to go over this way. And then you can kill that one and get another Omen Killer Cleaver. You can go up there for an item, or you can drop down. Which, considering I want to skip through a good chunk of this area, that's what we're gonna do. Don't want to deal with all these enemies. I just want to clear this place out. Like, clear out the Volcano Manor. And so because of that, we are running. And we're skipping some things. We're skipping quite a few things. Hi. Hello, goodbye. Now you can go down, and you can go down and stick to the right side, and that'll allow you to fight a magma worm. Over here you can go over to that item and you can drop down, and that allows you to get to some stuff. But again, we're just skipping the area. That's a boss. When I first came here, because I am clueless and know absolutely nothing, I just went, ooh, item, and walked in, and then it was like, haha, a boss. But you're not allowed to pick up the item. Which I was really sad about. You can pick up the item after killing the boss, but only after killing the boss. Only after. Because the game just is like that. I mean, it's fair, but that was sad. Now, I said only using things that Battlemages use, which we've been running around with the torch for a while. And Battlemages don't use torches. But I'm just using it for light. I'm not using it as like a weapon or armor. And it's mostly just so you guys can see better. But also, it's because of something... Because Bloodborne is my most played game. And in Bloodborne, when you hold a torch, if you press the button, you attack with it. Like that. But in Dark Souls, and by extension in Elden Ring, you can press the button to hold it up like this. And I think that looks really, really nice. And it also creates more light. So that's why I've been using the torch. Just because it has that small little feature that I like a lot. thing. It's like, I could get rid of it. I could replace it with the hand lantern. It would make no functional difference. But because I mostly played Bloodborne, I don't get to experience that a lot. That, like, holding the torch up. Because it feels more like you're exploring. Because you're holding the torch up to see, like, the light on the wall. Or you're holding up to see the walls of the places you're exploring. And it's just this small little immersion thing. Now, he's gonna blob out, and then you want to just stand behind this and watch this. Oh, he didn't do it. Huh. Of course, the one time I try to show it, you don't do it. Normally he does this, like, animation skip where he doesn't do the plop out thing. Like, he doesn't do that. He just goes directly into rolling. Like, from standing up. Like, he'll be standing up like that, and then just directly into rolling. Instantly. No animation. It looks so bad, and it's really BS. But it's a big problem in the Godskin duo fight. Ow. Got the timing wrong. But yeah, Godskin Stitcher, which is a heavy thrusting sword. And then this, which is part of Raya's side quest. Now, look at this. Look at this tiny little increase. Like this tiny little step. I'm trying to walk at it from different angles and whatnot. It took me walking onto the candles to get up. I don't know if I've said it this run, but I've said multiple times in the past. I know I've said it to a few friends that play this game, and one friend that wants to get the game but isn't sure. I said that it feels like the developers adding the jump, like adding you being able to jump anytime like this. It feels like they use that as kind of an excuse to make kind of lazy design like that, where you'll just get stuck on random things, which might not seem like a big deal until you get stuck on it during the boss fight. Then it suddenly becomes a very, very, very big deal. And it suddenly becomes very, very noticeable. And it's like, there's an item there for a quest. It's like dead set in the middle of the room. All the pillars lead straight up to it. You're obviously supposed to go there. You're obviously supposed to see it and pick it up. But because of that tiny little bump that can stop you in your tracks unless you jump. See, something like this, it makes sense that you're supposed to jump. But that tiny little thing, in the other games, if that was in any of the other games, they would have made it just like a smooth transition up. They would have made it visually look like a step, but they would have made the hitbox more like a ramp, which is what they do with these. It's what they do with steps. That's just a shortcut back. But it's like, that's what they do with steps. They don't have every single individual step be its own hitbox. No, that'd be way too much work. And it would probably make some things look very janky. Like, visually, they're stairs, yes. But when it comes to the hitbox, it's a ramp. Which, like, to me, that's a good thing. I see that as a good thing because it doesn't, like, the hitbox being a ramp takes nothing away. Are all the noises done now? But the hitbox being a ramp doesn't take anything away. If anything, it adds, because it makes things go smoothly. And it's less work. You can go that way and there's some stuff over there, but I don't care for it. I just care for this. But like, they could have just made, like, they could have kept it the exact same visually, but made the hitbox a ramp so you could go smoothly up it. Let's see, 184. From 184 to 190, okay. But when I said that Elden Ring could be my favorite game, very possibly of all time, with two changes, one being a quality of life change and one being a balance change, that's part of the quality of life change. And when I say quality of life change, I don't mean like, your shadow looks slightly low res when I think I have high settings. Yeah, like maximum high, medium, bunch of maximum high, and then ending with a maximum. It's like, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with a slightly weird shadow here or there. No. I have a problem with, like, I have to press the get off your horse button like 4, 5, 6, 7 times to get off my horse. And sometimes even then, it's not even that me pressing the button got me off the horse. It's that I hit one of those blue no horse zone lines that got me off the horse. That happens strangely often. So it'd be things like, make it easier to get off the horse by pressing the get off your horse button. Make it so you can do that in more scenarios. Or like make it slightly easier. And like with that step, instead of getting caught on the step and your character having to step on the candles or jump, make it where they can just make it where the hitbox is a ramp. So the player can simply walk over it instead of getting stuck on it and having to jump. These, in theory, would be really easy to do. Yeah, telling us to come to the moat because we freed him. Okay. But it's like very small, very easy changes that they could do.
I took you no matter lay out your own.
And they could probably make a lot of those changes quickly. Oh wait, no, I need 6 more. Do I have the money to buy 6 more and also upgrade it? I don't know. We'll see. We do. Because it's not taking 3,000 runes for a single upgrade. That simply is not happening. It'll be like 800 to 1,400.
No matter.
A bit higher than I thought, but that's fine. We'll upgrade this first. But we're at 37, so another 20 minutes. Yeah, we can do this. We can do this. Fight Rykard. And then clear out Volcano Manor. And hopefully that won't take more than 20 minutes. I mean, it's one mini-boss, one boss, and a bit of dialogue. Now, I know you're supposed to use the Serpent Slayer Spear, like the Great Spear, to kill Rykard, but Battlemages don't use that. We're a Battlemage.
What are you? Oh, perfect bloody timing, actually. I got crab cooked up fresh.
Yeah. Buy one of these.
Right. There's something I should probably tell you. You heard of the Dung Eater? He's a madman. Has it out for everyone. Curses them. Goes round in his rank armor and all. You see him, though. Stay, well, away. I was in the same jail as him once, so I know firsthand. He's a god-forsaken monster. Not just some petty thug like me.
You're a petty thug? Thought you were a cook. Thought you were like a chef. But okay.
He's a killer. Kills people. And curses the souls. Does all sort of shit to the corpses. To keep them cursed forever. I ain't seen nothing more disgusting in all my years. I ain't ever been more scared neither. Rooted to the bloody spot while he did that. To my friend. Yeah. And now I've seen it here again. Never thought I would. What he does to those bodies. It was him. No question. That monster. He's lurking round here.
Okay.
Never met someone with a taste for crab I couldn't trust. You've got a real thing here, eh? And it's only getting better.
What a tonal shift. He's like, yeah, I was traumatized after what he did to my friend. Oh, unspeakable. Bloody terrified. Oh, no doubt about it. He's a godforsaken monster. I've seen what he's done. Anyways, yeah, crab. Cooked crab. He's good. Like, whoa. That was a very, very fast 180. Also, there's a crab here that spawns. Like a giant crab. But, like, the giant crab doesn't spawn while he's alive, so that way he doesn't accidentally kill him.
Fucking bloody. I don't want it. I don't.
That thing tried to hit me and it ended up hitting him and killed him. Wow. But yeah, giant crab doesn't come out of the ground while he's alive. It only does it once he's dead.
Kill you and defile your corpse.
But once he dies, Dung Eater shows up. Aye. Sorry, friend. Sword of Milos. Dung Eater's died, yep. But yeah, so it's like you have to be really careful with where you stand. You can't really give up a lot of ground. Because you might end up walking to where the crab spawns, and then you'll have to deal with the giant crab and him.
There you are, despite the know now that you are, in fact, me. And I am the Dung Eater. It is mine.
That's just another way of him saying that you eat shit. And I mean... Alright, good insult.
Give me file again till a countless and so hundreds, a few of the rotten. Give it your blood till a
Yeah, so... You need 5 seedbed curse to do that. Which, I think there's like 8? There's like 7 or 8, I think. I know there's one in Mikola's Halig Tree. No, there's 2 in Mikola's Halig Tree. There's one at the bottom of Volcano Manor. Right before we took the teleporter, I said, you can go off there and there's some more stuff. Basically, the end of that stuff is the Seedbed Curse. And that's one of the 2 main things that are there. And so... I don't think you have to get to Mikola's Halig Tree to get 5. But that's usually when I get them. Like, that's usually when I hit 5. But yeah, then... you can kill him... Like... You can use the Seedbed Curse, the 5 there, and you'll get his ending as an option. You get the ending options as mending runes, except for the basic ending and Ronnie's ending. Those are the only 2 that don't come as mending runes, I think. Maybe Frenzied, like Lord of Frenzied Flame, but also I ignore that one because I don't like it. It like messes up your character's... messes up like your character's body. You got like singe marks and stuff. And you look weird. Then the armor is no longer for defense, it's to cover up the scars and burn marks. Well, we did that. Now we can go over here. I don't know if 6 will be enough healing. But yeah, you're supposed to use this. Serpent Hunter. You're supposed to use that. But again... Alright. 'Tis not the Battlemage way. Alright. Oh, that's so weird. Fighting him feels so weird like this. I think it might be better to just stand here like this and to just free aim at his body. I legitimately think that might be better. Like, bonk. Ow. Ow, Jesus Christ. Alright, well, I'm dead. Yeah, when... I hate when poison does that. When it does damage and builds up poison. Because it just feels bullshit. It just feels like BS. It's like, ah yes, I can do damage, and also if I do enough damage, then you'll be smacked with extra super duper damage. It's like, what? Why? Just make it do damage or make it build up poison. Don't make it do both. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. He just win and then win and then win and then win and then just kept going. Yeah. So, it's like, again, I get that you're not supposed to fight him like this, but in Dark Souls 3, for example, there's Yorm. You can fight Yorm without that gimmick weapon. Perfectly fine. You absolutely don't need the gimmick weapon. He feels fine without it. Okay. Now, are you supposed to fight him without the gimmick weapon? No, but you can, and he feels normal. Okay. Okay. You can tell a boss is good when they spam the same move over and over and over and over and over again. That's how you can tell a boss was well designed. That's the long blast. Yep. But yeah, that's how you can tell peak game design went into things. Is when they just spam the same grab attack endlessly. And how you're forced into using one very specific playstyle, one very specific weapon. Now, I'm not beating him. That's very clear. It is very clear that we're not beating him. So let's just see how far we can get. Okay. Oh, there we go. Well, like, we don't have to do this. We absolutely don't. We absolutely don't have to. But it just sucks that we can't. Because it just cuts off. Like, look at this. Tanith, Bernal, Dalios, Raya. It messes up a thing over here, or not here, but over in Crumbling Fair, Missoula. Like, not being able to beat that one boss ruins a lot of things. We'll get it later. I'll get it when I'm done recording. But there's another golden seed over there. And so we can get that. Now, Warrior Jar. Question is, do we summon Hugus or Mimic here? I'm going... We should go with Hugus. But I don't think Hugus can. It's like he doesn't have the health, he doesn't have the damage. Hugus simply doesn't have enough of anything. Because the Fire Giant is an endurance fight. It's meant to take a lot of resources. Meaning it takes a lot of resources to beat it. And Hugus simply doesn't have that. Especially since he's not fully upgraded. Also, Fire Giant really loves running away from the player. It's like, you the player are 4'7". This giant is like 70 feet tall. But he's still scared to fight you. Who knows, maybe he's got like human phobia or something. It's like how humans can be scared of spiders. Oh, we proc frostbite, nice. That's why I was using this so much. But wow. Yeah. See. Oh, look at that. He has hit us with 2 attacks. If I didn't heal, I would have died. That's my problem with Fire Giant. Is he's a quote-unquote endurance fight, But he doesn't feel like an endurance fight. He feels like a high damage barrage fight. Where it's a boss that just throws a gabillion damage at you. And then that's it. You just have to survive the gabillion damage that they throw at you. Which, those are typically called glass cannons. The thing with glass cannons is they tend to have HP that's a bit on the lower side. So it's like their damage is very high, but that's balanced out by low health. He is not balanced out by low health. It's like he's just high damage, high health, high range. Weirdly high mobility for a guy with one leg. And it just feels like he shouldn't be. It's like... he feels like the boss that shouldn't be. And... like... I'm not saying he's a bad fight, but I'm definitely not placing him in S tier. Okay. Yeah. There. Just clip those last 5 seconds. That's my problem with the Fire Giant. Is he's labeled as a quote-unquote endurance fight, but that is not what endurance fights do. Endurance, like, yeah, I know. Battlemage set. Kinda low defense. He did that on the last run, too. He did it with a different attack, but he still one-shot me. I summoned the wrong ashes. Why? I pressed the OK button twice, which means that defaulted to no. Why did it default to no, but then not default to no another time? That makes no sense. But whatever. Whatever. But it's like, that's not what endurance fights are about. Endurance fights are not about they have 10,000 HP and you wail on them until they get to 400 and then they just one-shot you. And it's like, well, you failed the endurance test. No. Endurance fights... for me, a really good example of an endurance fight would be like... something that has a lot of health and low damage, but does something like, for example, it can poison you. Like, say the arena is poisonous, and they're immune to the poison, but you're not. For me, that would be like an endurance fight, because you're set on this time limit of like, your health is slowly being chipped away by the poison. Oh, nice. So, that fire gets rid of the frostbite, And then I can reproc the frostbite. After staying out of the danger zone. But yeah, it's like, personal opinion, endurance fights where the boss has like 10,000 HP should not have the capability of one-shotting you. Unless you're wearing like no armor or are underleveled. I simply don't think that... Yeah, it's like every single attack takes half your health bar. And that's how it was even when I was wearing a defensive set. That's how it was when I was wearing a defensive set, too. So it's not even like you can blame the low defense of this armor, because it happened on other sets like Blythe's. Because Blythe's set is a defensive set. Is it the most defensive in the game? No, but it's up there. It's definitely on the higher map. Oh yeah. It's like high health. High health, running away from the player a lot. Those are marks of an endurance fight. Being able to take half your health with a single attack, that's not. Oh. The frostbite proc. Fire giant, yep, whatever. That went way longer than I wanted it to. We went over an hour. And so because we went over an hour, I turned the timer off. I'm just gonna keep going. And we're gonna do a few other things. We're not gonna do too much else, but just a few other things. But yeah, like, the fire giant, everyone I've heard talk about the fire giant has called them an endurance fight. I don't think the fire giant is a bad boss, but I think if you were to categorize them as an endurance fight, they are the worst endurance boss in the entire Souls series. Like, at least from what I've seen. Which, there are not a lot of things that I call worst in the Souls series. Like, that basically doesn't happen. I basically don't say that. It doesn't really happen. But, and I kind of like the fire giant. But they're so bad.
We're almost aflame. I'm glad. I must thank you. Please continue.
Sure. But they are such a bad endurance fight because endurance fights aren't meant to take massive chunks of your health bar in a single attack. Endurance fights are meant to like chip away at your health bar. Endurance fights are like the poison or the enemies or the bosses with really, really high defense. And it takes a long time to get through that. Or the bosses that run away from you a lot and poke you from a distance. That's what endurance fights, at least for me.
know the fingers shake when they are about to start. No matter.
Shush. But for me, that's what endurance fights are about. Like the slow, they take time, and they gradually chip away at your resources. Which you could say Fire Giant does that, except he doesn't. Instead of slowly chipping away at your resources, he just takes half your health bar in a single attack. Or sometimes he'll just decide to one-shot you. And like in this run, and I'm pretty sure it was the last run that he one-shot me as well. Last run I was wearing a pretty defensive set. And he still one-shot me, and he one-shot me with a different attack than the one where he one-shot me here.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your own.
So he one-shot me with two different attacks. Which I don't think endurance bosses should be doing. Like a glass cannon, sure. A glass cannon like Malekith, a glass cannon like, well, Melania isn't really a glass cannon. But a glass cannon like Malekith? Yeah, I can totally see one or two of his attacks being a one-shot. Like, that's not bull. That's not BS. It's like he doesn't have a lot of health, so he makes up for it with a lot of damage. Makes sense. That's totally fine. But the Fire Giant has a colossal health bar. Right, that's a full 10 levels. Cool. We could. I think we are. I'm gonna do... I think we're gonna do this, and then probably stop it. Because I came and lit this up, like, lit the Site of Grace last time, like in the last run, but I just ignored it, even though in most of my runs, this is a very important catacomb. That was not a good time to rub my eye. I was walking forward, and as soon as I took my hand off my controller to rub my eye, immediately they were like, hello. But yeah, this is to my knowledge, the first location where you can get Grave 7s. And not only do you get Grave 7s, but you also get 8s and 9s. Which if you're using graves, if you're using like the normal ashes, very important. Because this is the area where it feels like the developers ran out of time and ran out of budget, and were just like, well, we're known for making hard games, and so they just took the health and damage of everything and cranked it to like 5,000%. Also, you can go down there, but I'm not going to, because down there is awful. But then, on top of that, instead of making unique, creative enemies, or creative takes on pre-existing enemies, like they did with all the other areas, they went, okay, what are some of the hardest enemies we have? And then they just looked at Caelid. You know, the fiery place of death and brimstone, and went, that. Except, this is like the exact opposite. This is snowy. This is a snowy place. Not fiery hellscape. So why are the enemies that are there here? For a real world equivalent, it's like, let's say that they were here first, and then later moved on to Caelid. Well, what are some animals that are in snowy places? You got like polar bears, you got penguins. Trap. But imagine a polar bear or a penguin in the savannah. Or in a heat desert. I say heat desert because, like, technically Antarctica is a desert. But, like, when people picture deserts, they think heat, typically. And that's what Caelid is. And so it's like a heat desert with a polar bear or a penguin, they would die. It doesn't work, it doesn't make sense. But they just have it here because why not? No. Yeah, this is also poison that does take damage. Which, again, don't think that poison should do damage on top of building a poison. It's like if it's an attack, if it's a full-on attack, like how I hit like this, and how that builds up frostbite, sure, but that's not really a full-on attack. it's just spraying some mist. That's not like hitting them. And so it's very weird. Yeah, another grave 7. But from here, kind of like the Ariza side tomb here, where I said it's trippy because it's like 3 areas layered on top of each other. Nope. Nope. This one, instead of 3, it's 2. Pretty sure. But it's nice. Oosh. So, if you were to take this like the first layer, this is where you came. Like, this is where you came from, and then this is where the big guy dropped down. And if you come over this time, there's an elevator. And we're not gonna fight everything here. This is just a small little path. And it's got some enemies hiding. And yeah, this game really likes yeah. So, like I said, all the imp heads, or I said it a while ago back in Landell, all of the imp heads give you 2 in a single stat. Imp head cat gives you intelligence, corpse gives you faith. There's another one that gives you strength. There's, I think, wolf, which gives you endurance. But yeah, grave 9. There's also grave 8 in here. I think it's along the main path. Yeah, we're not fighting those. Because those things... Also, yeah, that's where you're supposed to go. Dude. For some reason, you're not allowed to lock on to him. Forgot about that until I stepped on it. Because I wasn't thinking. But yeah. Dude. You can lure those things into getting close to you and then jumping. And there we go. Once, like, as soon as they jump, you want to start running away. But now, one of these guys. Hello. Whoosh. Yeah. So, this is a side path. But grave 8. And you can kind of see this is didn't need to do that, but we can, so. But this is very similar to the first round. But there's one small difference. I don't know why I find that to be so funny. Boosh. We've been using that too much recently. I mean, you were still sitting in your own, or wallowing in your own poison. So no. But yeah, these areas really love to throw traps at you, and really love to throw slight differences at you, like this. We stepped on this and they shot him. They still do it. But this time they come from behind. And the unsuspecting player may step on this and just stand there. And then they'll get shot by the frost arrows. Dupe, another grave 7. I was like, that's one where I'm fine. Where it's like, it's an arrow. It's an actual weapon. Now the first drop is when we dropped from up there. And then we're back here at the beginning of the second spot. I don't know why them jumping makes them like become Danny Phantom, basically. It's just you throw a sorcery at them, and if they're jumping, it just goes right through them. It's very weird. Yeah, somewhere heavy door. So this is back in the first area. That's where the guy dropped down. But we didn't get any ghosts. Huh. I mean, this is where I always went to upgrade my grave ones, because I've been like, I want to use every single weapon class and every single ash, and part of using every single ash is using all the grave ones. And so what I tend to do is use one grave, one ghost, and then also mimic tier. There's the boss, but we're not fighting them. And yeah, we're not going down there, because down there is awful. But I always use a grave and a ghost. And because this is where you get your first 7, 8s, and 9s for the grave, that's where I always come to upgrade those. But for ghost, I always have mimic tier at plus 10, and then my other ghost, if it's another S tier ghost, then I just use them. But if not, then I use both. And if not, then the plus 8, like plus 8, plus 9, whatever I have at that point, pretty much always enough. But let's see, it'd be here. So I don't go there to upgrade the ghosts, I go there to upgrade the graves. But from here we can go to the right. And I'm gonna go to this location and then end it. And I'll go through this location on my own, see if I can get any ghosts. Like any Ghost 9. I don't think I'm going to be getting any great ghosts, but still need Ghost 9, so... But it's like, I thought there would be at least one ghost. Apparently not. I mean, maybe I missed a Ghost 9 somewhere in, like, one of the Eternal Cities on this run. That's totally possible. But here we are on another hero grave. And this is the most advanced one. And it's got a lot of difficult enemies that really suck. I feel like this has been the worst one by now. Like, the worst video so far. At least in terms of what we've succeeded and failed to do. Because we failed in quite a few things. Some of them BS, some of them poorly done. But failed nonetheless. So we're gonna have to come back next time and do really good to make up for it. So, hello there, Mr. Grace. So, yeah.